1 second. What can I do for you?
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure this is 100% correct before I sell it to the guy or send it to the guy. So,
Wait, who's the guy? What are you saying?
so this is. I know we hopped on a call yesterday about the property in Birmingham, Alabama, 6.5 acres.
Oh, yeah. I remember that was the land, right?
Yep, that's right.
Okay.
So I shot him over the offer of, he wanted 700,000. So I shot.
He wanted 699 originally. I told you to offer him either 600,000 cash, 580 to 600,000 cash, or what, 610, 620 at creative financing, something like that.
Yep.
Okay, go ahead. So he's taking the cash deal.
He's taking 600. Yep.
Got it.
I'm in contact with another guy now about finding a buyer for this. I just want to make sure that I have everything in the contract correct before I send it over for him to sign, if that's all right.
Yeah, sure. Which part are you curious about?
So I got the whole first part done. The purchase price, it says the buyer agrees to purchase the property for a total cash amount of. Now, is this the number that I gave him, the 600,000, or would this be what I'm gonna sell it to the buyer for?
This is just a purchase agreement, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
This is not the assignment contract. Okay, so yeah, that would just be 600,000. So there's two contracts you have to do. You have to do the purchase and sale agreement. That's between you and the seller. And then you do the assignment contract. That's between you and your buyer. And the assignment contract is where you add your fee on top of whatever you got it for.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Now it goes down to closing terms. The closing of this transaction shall take place on or before. Is this a 30 days from today?
It would be 30 days from executed. Yeah.
So from today. Okay.
Yeah.
And then inspection period, 14 business days.
Correct.
Earnest money, we're just going to do 0. He's fine with that.
Okay, cool.
And then it's just signatures.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no additional terms because it's not a creative deal.
Okay, perfect. So I just send this over to him and then I fill out an assignment contract.
Well, you fill out the assignment contract once you have a buyer. So correct me if I'm wrong. You said you're talking to someone who may know a buyer, or you're talking to a potential buyer?
Talking to someone who may know a buyer.
So what you want to do is you want to establish your price. How much are you trying to make on the deal? 10, 15, 20?
I was talking to him. He thinks that we could get way more than that because it did appraise a month ago for 1.2.
Okay.
That's the other question I had too, is how much you think
your buyer pool is going to be small, regardless of how good of a deal it may be. There's not a ton of investors that are looking to just buy land and develop it or use it for whatever they would use it for. So you're still going to have a smaller pool. Because of that, you probably want to make it as attractive as possible.
Okay.
Now that doesn't mean give it away. I'm not the best with land, and I don't know that area. I think I remember looking at comps for that. Yeah, I remember looking at the comps for that one. So Birmingham.
I did see a comp that sold. I mean, pretty much right next to this property. It was 0.7 of an acre for 160.
Okay, so I would sell. I mean, see, my mentality is a little different. I'm not saying anyone who disagrees with what I'm about to say is greedy. I'm not saying that. I come from humble beginnings, which is a really old and polite way to say that I grew up poor. Yes. So what would make me satisfied in the space that I live in now is going to be different than most people. So for me personally, I probably wouldn't push this thing for more than 650. But my mentality is I want to get rid of it quick.
Yeah.
I want to get rid of it quick. I want to make sure it's a deal. I want to make sure whoever would be interested says, damn, that's a good deal. I'll take it. I can't pass this up. That's me. And I'm completely satisfied with 50 grand. Now, because it sounds like you're going to be splitting it with someone, depending on what kind of agreement you guys work out. I mean, if it appraised for 1.2, realistically, you should have no problem selling it for at least 100.
Yeah.
So you might be able to just push it out there for 7.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't push it out there for too much more than that, because just in case the seller sees it or gets wind of it, that's going to piss him off.
Yeah, so when I talked to him on the phone this morning, he pretty much said I need $600,000 in my pocket. You can sell it for as much as you want, take as much as you want, but I need 600 in my pocket.
Okay. Well then, yeah, I would say you're probably safe pushing it between, 650 and 700.
Okay. Now, let's say I put it at 700 and the 14 days passes and we just can't do anything with it at 700. Can I send him a new contract and then us try to sell it back at, 650, 675 or something?
Wait, say that again. I don't understand your question.
Okay, so if I'm gonna send this to him, whatever. If we have it at $700,000, which would be 50 for both of us,
Mm-hmm.
and it just doesn't work, I don't know if that actually we would just
So
go
if
ahead.
you guys get it under contract for 600, you can sell it for anything above 600 to make a profit.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it would just be a matter of, you getting it out there for the price that you're trying to sell it for. It's 700,000, let's say. And wait, is this on market?
No.
Okay. So let's say you put it out there for 700,000 and nobody's biting after a couple of days. Then yeah, you just let all the people know who's looking at it, change your disposition material, or repost it for 680. Then 670 a couple of days after that, then 650 or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to change anything with the seller because the seller's just expecting 600. It's your job to get more than that as your profit.
Uh-huh. I see what you're saying. Now, when it comes down to, let's say we find a buyer at 700, right?
Okay.
The seller is getting 600 regardless.
Yeah. You could sell it for $1 million. The seller's getting 600 regardless.
Gotcha. Okay. I see what you're saying now. Okay. It all makes sense. So just make this date. I don't even know what's today, the 20.
Today's the 22nd.
So just make this for the closing a month from now, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay. 2025. Okay, perfect. Okay, I think we're on the same page now. I think I got it all under control now. And
Cool.
then what would happen if 14 days comes up and we just we can't do anything with it, just and get out of the contract there?
Yeah. So on the 13th day, and remember, you did put business days, right?
For the inspection period?
Inspection. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the contract, it's business days.
Perfect. So that gives you about 3 weeks to find a buyer.
Okay. And
Because
then
it's business days, so the weekends don't count. You can still look for buyers on the weekend, but it won't count against your clock. So on the 13th business day, or at the beginning of the 14th business day, you would go to the Discord on the left in forms. You'll see a unilateral cancellation, and you just fill it out, email it to the seller. That way, there's a record that you did send it to them, and it's time stamped. Yada yada yada. I mean, you have $0 EMD, so you really don't have to worry about nothing. But this is just a proper protocol to do it. You email that to the buyer, and then as soon as you hit send, I'm sorry, the seller, and then as soon as you hit send, give them a call and say, hey, look, we couldn't get it moved at 6. Nobody wanted it.
okay, perfect. And then last thing, just to make sure here, I'm gonna send this purchase agreement to the seller. I'm gonna, the guy that is, trying to find a buyer is gonna market it to that buyer. Once he agrees, then I sign the assignment contract and send it to the buyer.
Correct. And then after that's done, or before, probably before, you want to sign a JV agreement with this guy that you're working with to find a buyer. That way it's outlined on paper, signed and agreed to what the split is going to be, whether it's 50-50, 60-40, 70-30, whatever. And then you turn in the purchase agreement, the assignment contract, and the JV agreement to title and escrow, unless you're using a transaction coordinator, then you just give it to them and they'll take care of everything from there.
Okay. And is it normal for it to be 50-50?
I mean, again, you're talking to me. I like to think I'm a pretty fair person. So
yeah,
if you did the acquisition and he's doing the disposition, yeah, split it. Both halves make a whole.
Yeah, that's right.
So the I'll tell you what, the people who screw up the most in this business, in most businesses, but especially in this one, are the people who get greedy. There's a guy that I used to work for that was basically paying me peanuts compared to what I'm capable of. And I knew it, and I was okay with it because I like the guy. You know, I liked my situation. I was comfortable. I was happy. I'm not greedy. I was good until he started acting greedy, started nickel and diming me, started taking away the little bit of money that he was giving me. Now he doesn't have me at all. And he's not even wholesaling anymore. Couldn't make it. So people start to get screwy when people get greedy. If both you guys are doing half the work, there's no reason not to split it 50-50. In my opinion.
I can agree with that 100%. Cool. Awesome. Well, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Not a problem, dude. You need anything else, let me know. And the training tonight is at 6 p.m. Central.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
No worries. See ya.
Bye.